Hello, guys. Welcome to Vhafuwi's netball analysis. Here we're gonna analyze the drive, one of the best drives from the Spa Proteas player, which is Refilling Keta, who is center of the Free State Crinums. This is where the show starts. We are going to identify the most critical phases. We are gonna also identify the error from the opposition's defense. This is Refilling Keta. She's going to have in charge of that ball. But I want you to look at the most critical feeds from Refilling Keta here. The first thing that Refilling Keta does immediately when she catches the ball, when she's landing, she already looks for an option of where is she gonna pass the ball. And if you can look at the eyes of Refilling Keta, they are all glued onto this space. In this space, he sees a teammate, which is Radaman, who is probably hiding behind the screen. But here's the critical mistake by the Jaguars. The center of the Jaguars is not man marking, so basically they are doing a defense, zonal defense in 2-2, which they have got the wing attack and the center this side, the goal attack, and the goal shooter this side. So the danger to this is that if you get a clinical passer, the pass can go through your players and it's gonna be very difficult to stop. Look at Refilling Kate at 8.7 degrees angle. She's looking at the next pass, and I'm gonna also identify to you guys what was also the most critical phase in this issue. Let's play it a little bit. Here's the most important part. The most important part is that this player that you see here, which is Kanisa Chawan, gave a free space here for center, which is the refilling Keta, to run in between. Now, then she comes with a high pace. She finds a standing center. She finds a standing wing attack. So none of them are actually going to be in charge of her when she comes in between. Radaman knows that if she can have a better placement, then refilling Keta is up for the going. And look at what Kanyisa Sawane did here, does here. She sees the fact that refilling Keta is coming to that open space, and then she holds the run and tries to do back. Now, here's the danger. The danger is that the both center and wing attack of the Jaguars were not man marking, and the same goes to the goal defense. So you have got two zonal spaces that are empty. You've got this zonal space that is empty. You've got this zonal space that is empty, which allows the Crinums to run into. So let's continue playing and check the other angle. Look at what Fifim does here. I'm gonna take it a little bit before she lands. Before she lands, she already has her eyes glued in that degree into the next pass, into the next possible pass. I will put it that way. The next possible pass is can only be made happen if the goal shooter leaves the circle and comes to collect the pass. But another critical phase here, it's looking at the passer of the ball, which happens to be the goal attack, Radaman. Look at what Radaman does. Radaman leaves here. She lives here running into the circle like Usain Bolt. Look at the hands, everything. It's like a full sprint. So if she runs in a full sprint, then it's gonna be difficult for the goal defense to do what? To stop her. And in that way, they also have another two this side, which is the wing defense and the goal defense. But the biggest mistake that the Jaguars is making is that both players, especially the goal defense, are in a zone where there's no player or there's no danger. So they basically just adding numbers in zones instead of trying to pressurize where you feel like the ball might go. So refilling Keta's eyes are already open. She has not landed. And look at what Casey does this side. Instead of coming in, she already goes out to go occupy that other space. And let's play it a little bit and let's see how it goes. Look at what happens. Now the goal shooter is out. When the goal shooter is out, here comes our Usain Bolt, which is Radaman. But the most important factor is the wing attack this side and the center this side. The goal shooter knows that Radaman is running, so there's no pass that side. The only two passes that are optional. It's if she throws the ball into the pocket or she throws the ball back. But look at what Kanyisachawan does. Instead of going to that pocket, she takes a huge back step and comes back. When she comes back, she comes to a free open space. And by doing that, Radaman is running blind onto the shooting circle, meaning she's going to vacate this entire space. When she vacates this entire space, a smart center should then, because the wing attack will be occupying her, the smart center should then run to that pocket. Let's see what happens after. Look what happens. The shooter passes the ball to Kanyisa Chawan. Already the defender is flat-footed. The center this side, instead of having to check on what's the movement of the pink center, which is the refill looks and does the ball watching. But here's another critical phase. Look at what Radaman does. She takes a stop. By taking a stop, meaning she comes forward. By coming forward, it then creates a movement. The most important part here is this: the goal shooter. Look at what the goal shooter that looks at the movement of the goal attack. So automatically she knows that if the goal attack is stopping and coming in front, then she need to cover the base. Look at Kanyisa Chawani. She has a 90-degree pass. She has a 60-degree pass. She has another 90. She has a 60 degrees. She has a 120, which is here. And then this side, there's no one. So basically, she has one, which goes to Radaman at 90 degrees. She has 120 degrees here. And then she has a 60 degrees here when she goes to refilling case. But let's look at the option that she does. Look, the pass she took the 60 degrees, which goes to refilling case. And now look at the most critical part. Because the goal attack went in to come, then it gives the refilling case two options: either to throw the ball here or to give the ball to the goal shooter who's already holding the defender that side. And it was one of the best drives that you can find from refueling kits. And the biggest mistakes that has been made here by the Jaguars is that they left, or they allowed players to run into spaces without tracking them. And look at where center is. She has been holding the straight line from the center circle to here, and she has never been close to anyone. She is just occupying a space that a team that is very good in ball placement always and will always occupy. And that's a brilliant feat, good feat, and then the rest is history. That's one of the things that I picked up from the game that the Jaguars and Crinums